Like my church boy voice.
What are we doing?
Oh man, we're about to pull the motor out of this thing.
About to try to back it out. We're gonna back it out, shut it off, and then start it up again.
And drive it in.
Yeah.
Cold start on methanol.
It's got electric pumps, it'll be alright.
It's gonna be rough. So over under on it actually coming out the trailer. Under its own power.
It's probably gonna bottom out on this. Actually, it'll probably pick the front of my back of my truck up again. Thing hurt right now.
Oh, get the Tahoe.
I already got it.
You got the Tahoe?
Got Tahoe.
Hey, yo, just because there's no bearing left in there right now.
Hey, let me.
Hey, do we have any brake clean?
Yeah, it's at the shop door. Somebody run in there and grab it.
Hey, bro, there's some brake clean at the shop door. BJ's going to go get the brake cleaner. She hurt?
Do you hear it like it tried to fire once?
Yeah.
Bro, it's stuck. It's holding oil pressure, so it's got 110 right now.
Yeah, that's because there's bearing material in the oil pressure
It's
sensor.
just deadheading.
Yeah.
Here, you want to try to push it back so you can get the chalk out?
Yeah.
John says he can't believe how pissed it is, but forgets that it died.
Right?
Apparently it didn't die well because it still runs.
No, I mean, that just proves that the LS motor's a champ.
LS motor's superior. Toyota
Honestly,
motor,
dead ass, I don't think enough brake clean can get this thing fired off.
it will fire off. It's got compression.
I need brake clean as it started.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, hell no, I ain't standing around here.
Alright, push me out. I can only drive it in. I can only drive it in.
Oh, it's ready. It's ready.
It's ready.
Go ahead.
Alright, watch out.
Push it out. Push it out. Just push it out. I need to be hard on the gas to keep it alive. Ready?
John is like sincerely worried about it.
Are we all pushing?
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck is heavy in? Gross.
Brakes!
Brakes.
Start it up again.
Oh, you only fired up?
Fire it up. Fire it up. Hit the bottom.
I was about to cram it in gear, and Logan's like, no.
I think the Pro Charger might be gone.
Why?
Because it was moving back and forth.
Shut up.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Alright, hit that shaft plate for us, boys.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's not, dude.
You sure?
It's going back and
It was
forth
going back and
when you
forth.
got it running.
I'm sure there's some play in it, but it hasn't touched down.
Alright, let's move this trailer out of the way so he can drive it in there. I wasn't gonna let you shove it in reverse and run right into Timmy's
No, I was
shit.
gonna put it in drive and try to go around it.
Yeah, you're going to
Don't say that the Pro Charger, dude, it's still
Yo, the
sound.
Pro Charger was going back and forth.
Yo, but the bitch runs.
I don't know, maybe it was just the fluid that was making it look like that.
Dude,
The brake cleaner.
it hasn't touched down anywhere.
Alright, Phil, pull up a little bit. Let's shut the back of this thing up. Pull up a little bit so we can drive this into the
Dude,
shop.
all the blades are nice, and you know that thing ingested like 28 pounds of rubber. I mean, dude, there's rotary rubber everywhere. My Zumi's got some color. It's brake clean though. We almost used a whole bottle of it.
What brand is that?
What do you think, John?
Oh, I'm gonna pull this bitch in. We're gonna drive it in, boys. Still got 112 pounds of oil pressure. You ready? It's locked up. It's locked up. It's 100% locked up. It's locked up. It's locked the fuck up.
It locked up!
Locked up. Help!
Well,
I can't believe it. It fires up. I revved it like 4 grand. It held 4 grand and then it locks up.
Insert Akon clip.
All right, let's push it.
tell Phil to hold up right there.
Hey, hold up, Phil. All right, let's push it.
Oh, 110 pounds of fuel pressure. You want me to film?
Yeah.
All right, we got it in the shop. Motor's locked up. Just looking at everything, Phil, I don't think we're gonna be able to run Flotex on it.
Truck headers.
Yeah, gonna have to. And,
We got an abundant set of truck headers here.
well,
so.
truck headers work. Look at how close the steering shaft is. Look at how close the steering shaft is.
Yeah, it'll work.
You think so?
Yeah,
And look where the motor mount is.
it'll work. Truck headers literally just come forward like this. They're a log.
All right. Are my coil packs gonna be safe here?
Probably not.
All right, so I didn't tell anybody, but this is what we have going on. This is why the Colorado is in the shop. First off, you can get all your LS Nasty winter caps at lsnasty.com. They're great. Keep your ears warm and your head warm.
LS Nasty muffin caps.
LS Nasty muffin caps. Yep. So
Oh, wait, you're
taking the
dark.
blower off of the Colorado.
You're dark right now. I don't know why it's dark.
Rotate. We gotta take the whole motor and everything out of the Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take the blower off, put the blower on Squidbilly, and Phil and I are gonna build a turbo kit for this. We're gonna keep it on methanol, single turbo, stock bottom end 5.3, with a radiator in the back. We'll have all that hooked up. So it's gonna be our new parts truck on methanol. That's the game plan.
It's gonna have a BPF turbo kit.
Black, Phil, Fab.
Fat.
So
FAP.
yeah, motor plate and everything all stays the same, which is nice. So we're literally just gonna rip this motor out. We're gonna tear down on it and see what it looks like. The new motor I got, it's sitting right there. New to me, I should say.
Right there. The next victim.
The next victim, yeah. So we're gonna hopefully this cam is good. I know it might be a little suspect. We're running it without any oil pressure, or some might say 112 pounds of oil pressure. That might be a false reading or not, but who knows? So some things you got to look at. I'm gonna try to take the whole top end and carry it over. I mean, might even do the same heads. Can I put 317 heads on a 5.3? Is that
No.
is there any
you
benefit to do that,
can't.
or no? I mean, I'll just use those
I'm
heads.
just low compression.
Yeah, those valves are a little bit more fresh than these probably. These saw 70 some 100 RPMs for quite some time. So
Yeah, can you imagine putting the thing on the head and then you put it on putting the head on the block and then
It drops a valve.
Yeah, drop a valve into your
that'd be my luck.
brand new China boy.
Intake, blower, or burst panel spacer, the TCAM burst panel spacer, which by the way they're coming out with some new ones. The NOS nitrous plate, which we didn't use, and the Holley elbow with the Holley throttle body. That's all going to stay the same, so the same intake setup and everything. Obviously, we'll have to make a new charge pipe for the turbo. We are going to do forward-facing turbo and drive it around the street. This truck will be blower again at some point, but for the time being, we're going to take the blower and put it on Squidbilly because we want to get Squidbilly going for the next Dig or Die race, which is March 26th and 27th. So we're going to do that. It's getting Mustang struts. I mean, we're pretty much going over that car front to back to make it everything we need to be. We've done some research on what we believe we need to do for the no prep
First
stuff.
time we've done research.
Yes, we've actually done research.
Oh,
So what we'll do in today's video is we'll yank this motor out and I'll put it on a stand, and yeah, I mean that's it. I'm interested to see, what is your thought? What to do? Just spin a bearing?
No, I'm pretty sure. Of course, it's spun a bearing, but
I think it's got a broke. I don't know. Nothing really sounded bad.
The rod's definitely not broken because when you just held it at like 8,200 out in the parking lot,
4,000.
8,200.
It's really
it
38.
definitely wasn't making any noise,
No. But it's weird because it pressurized the crankcase a ton. I mean, it put a ton of pressure on the crankcase, so it's like boost is getting in there somewhere. So maybe it like could it have burned a hole in a piston?
Melted a hole in a piston.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Or broke it. Or
But-
broke the piston.
Broke it and slung it out, and it didn't have time to make a bunch of noise in there. But I don't think you guys understand how nasty this thing is after being in the burnout pit. I mean, there's just rubber and shit
All over.
everywhere.
it literally looks like
Oh yeah. I mean, the inside of the tires up here. I mean, dude, there's rubber everywhere. So
it literally looked like you took this truck mudding. And
and there was like some minor damage, like right back here. This was really the most damage we've seen, besides the motor.
Nah, this side's worse than that side.
That side is?
That's rough.
This side road?
Is that a Band-Aid?
Yeah, it helps the fuel cap.
Is that a used Band-Aid at that too?
I stand corrected. This side's worse.
So don't ask for it.
Look at this side of the truck. It's rough, dude. All right, guys, pretty early on in the process of pulling the motor out. We'll take a look and see what we got. First thing I realized when I pulled the charge pipe off, there's a lot of rubber on the throttle body blade, which probably isn't the best. One of the holes, you could tell, is burning some oil on the driver's side. And right now we're just gonna pull the intake with the elbow and all that stuff off. What do you think, Phil?
We're making great strides.
What do you think? What do you think's broke?
I was probably got a hole in the piston.
Look at that hoodie.
The edge of it is gone.
There's one over here that's not loose.
You leaving the bolts in it, or you taking them all out?
No, leave them that.
We don't pull out around here.
True.
Sorry, what?
That one right there.
What'd you say?
Oh man, we don't pull out around here.
Hence the child in the
Yeah, it's
waiting.
the baby in the office right now.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Phil, this ain't the G, man. You can't just yank stuff.
Matt's wiring revealed.
Oh, well. Enough electrical tape and
so-
everything looks good.
That's off.
Jesus, feels like I'm just gonna keep pulling. God dang, Phil.
Well, if y'all wired the truck better, we wouldn't be doing.
We wired it in a day. All right.
do better.
What does the wiring have to do with anything with the truck blowing up?
How does everything look from this side?
She goes.
Still looking new. It's a 316.
Odor inside of that thing?
You can hear it.
You can hear how bad it smells.
Smells like your local fish fry.
I've never smelled a motor that smells like that. It's a very smelly smell.
I've never heard a motor smell like that before.
Nah.
John Dodd. 2020.
Patent pending.
That's tight.
What kind of inspection do you think we're about to have here?
Safety only.
All right, so we're doing a Morgan Freeman narration right now. So inside this whole pad, it believed that it would live another race. But little did it know that John Dock was behind the pedal.
I actually wasn't.
R.I.P.
I wasn't behind the pedal.
There was not very much oil in there. Like, that's not 5 or 6 quarts.
Where'd it go?
The motor burned it.
What is it? Someone describe the smell.
Smelly kind of smell.
Have you ever-
kind of smell that smells smelly?
Have you ever heard a rod knot before? That's what it smells like.
Halftime locker room.
It's not good.
All right, we're down to just the factory motor mounts with the swap mounts in there. So take those out, yank the motor out the top, put it on the engine stand, and we should be good to go. So two nuts, 2 bolts, knock them out. Leave the motor plate on there until we get it on the stand. We can take all that stuff off, and then we should be all right. All right, got the motor out. Did not spin the balancer on the crane because it's had like 12 keyways in there. Got the rear cover off, gonna get it on the engine stand there and start tearing it apart. Smells horrendous. I'm really hoping that this engine here is a 24 tooth. So it just goes right in there and all the sensors and everything stay the same. Yep, it's got the cam pickup off the back, so that's good. So we'll be good there. Pull the heads off this. I don't know. Ben, what do you think of the percentage of keeping that camshaft in there? It looks very, very low at this point in time, just from what I've seen. The cam into the new motor.
Oh, well, we should keep it around nonetheless. It's still a good core.
Oh my God. So we're going to get this thing pulled apart here and take the balancer off, so then we can take the front cover off, heads off, oil pan off, and we'll be down to just a bare block here in just a little bit.
Got the old trusty 6-liter here. First inspection, the little holes to the camshaft show a little bit of damage on there. There's definitely some metal floating around in there. Rockers all good. They got a little trunnion upgrade on there, which is nice. Spark plug's not terrible. If you got to think this thing was like 7,000 RPMs, no water in the block. I mean, tune-up was done in the shop on the lift, and then we just sent it down the road. So Matt was pretty close to the tune-up. No melted tips off the spark plugs. Generally, on a boosted car, if you melt the tip off a plug, it's bad news. What the plug looks like, so generally what the cylinder looks like. So not bad. We'll take that as a small victory here, and we'll proceed forward. Take the rocker arms, push rods out, and we'll take the heads off, and we'll get a good look at the pistons. Once we do that, pull the lifters out and pull the camshaft out after that. So everything else doesn't look terrible right now. I mean, it's got to be like a burnt hole in a piston or something like that. So we shall proceed and dig further. Hopefully, what if this entire video we go through and it just wore out, like it just spun a bearing, nothing exciting. All right, thus far everything looked pretty decent. Be sure to detorque your heads to the proper sequence, or else you'll warp ahead that quick. For anyone at home that didn't know. Oh!
What do you call this?
I hope something exciting is in here. All right, so all the head bolts are out. Not studs. Just think, we didn't even get a head gasket.
But you know what it does have on it?
Wow, look how good the pistons look.
Nip a valve?
One valve turned red. Got a little rusty. That valve was probably sitting open. Dude, this side of the motor looks very, very good. This is why I love methanol, because I'm sure this piston looked like hell. You can see it's got oil on top of the piston. But methanol burns so clean. I'm sure these pistons were like black. Or we might have scrubbed it or cleaned it before we put it together, but this looks good so far. There's got to be something on the other side then.
Yep.
Because that's that's pretty good right there. Mm-hmm.
This thing's gonna have no excitement.
I sure hope. I mean, the bottom end's about locked up. Maybe it was just a bearing failure. I don't know though, because when it let go, it started like huffing out the breathers. So that boost was getting into the crankcase somewhere. Dude, look at the pistons on the other side.
They look great.
What the heck? Dude, it just like smokes the rings. Or so, I mean, dude, the pistons look pretty good.
Look at the valves.
They all look fine.
They all look good, dude. Literally nothing looks terrible.
Nah.
Damn. Look at the head gasket. I'd reuse this head gasket. I will. I will reuse this head gasket.
Is that an LS9 gasket?
Yeah, it's a multi-layer.
Do you know 5.3 has a multi-layer gasket too, right?
Yeah.
But it's not an LS9 gasket.
Don't you hate that?
I hate that
At
one.
least the valve springs still look good.
I got a washer stuck in this head. It'll come out. There's a dowel. There's a washer in here. Damn, that's a good looking head, dude. You said you were missing a set of 6-liter heads. I got them right here for you.
How much you want for them?
400. I mean, they're proven. 500. They got valve springs. 600. They got trunnion upgrade too. 800 with rockers. I mean, that's
What's so weird is when you were cranking it over, it acted like it was down. It was like, when you were cranking it was like down a cylinder, you know?
I mean, one of the valve springs could have like no spring pressure.
Well, that wouldn't cause it to be dead under cranking. it would have to be like
nothing in there.
It would have to be like
High
like
RPM with
control
boost
bit.
on, yeah. Dude, the lifters look great. They really do. There's like no wear on them. I mean, they didn't have a long life in here, to be honest with you, but
They've seen a few RPMs.
they've seen some RPMs.
The brake clean startup.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good ass lifter right there. Ooh. Oh! Oh! This one does not feel good.
It's probably the one that was messed up on that load.
Feels alright now. It was just like stuck for a second.
Probably had a little bit of junk in there.
It's alright. We're good as of right now. Nothing too concerning. Literally, look at the camshaft. There's a couple marks on it from before, but there's nothing new. Like,
I'd say same way it went in as how it came out.
yeah, I totally agree. This is a custom ground cam by myself, John at LS Nasty. Custom ground this. It was a BTR Stage 3 all motor cam for an LS3, but then I put, you know, my magic touch to it, you know, changed some things around here, and it made like 1,400 horsepower in a stock bottom end 6 liter. So if you guys want one, you can email me at lsnastyllc@gmail.com. Anyways,
What kind of pricing does that come with?
oh, this is $2,000. It's $2,000. It's just a standard core. I prefer a used core, but I mean, you got to think it's proven. So it's proven. You'd be out of your mind to go and get a camshaft from T-Cam Performance when they have like 3 badass camshafts, and I'm here grinding them myself.
Literally
Grinding them, yeah, like emotionally, figuratively, any way you could think of, physically, in multiple ways, multiple meanings as well. Dude, doesn't look any worse than when it went in there. Can you believe it? I was just talking about how good my custom camshaft grinds are.
About a $2,000.
So far, really nothing terrible about this. As of right now, I'm probably going to take everything from the top end and put it in that 5.3 and stick it back here, and Phil and I are going to build a turbo kit for it. Look at the cam bearing, though. The cam bearing is done. I think we've seen better days. But
I've seen worse.
yeah, I've seen worse. I don't really expect to see anything too crazy. Probably some bearing material in that one bolt I just dropped in the oil pan. Other than that,
One of these.
can you believe how the pistons look? Or the piston on the bottom is probably smoked.
One of these is smoked.
Yeah, that's the oil. There's some. It just caught a bearing. That's all. I mean, honestly, nine
There's
times
the bearing.
where?
Right there in the oil pan.
Oh yeah, there's one there. So it probably messed up a rod, or if it was the crank, or rod and the crank.
Looks like this one got a little hot. That's probably the one that sent it.
Oh yeah, look at it, it's black. Damn. And honestly, that's like an aluminum rod soaks up so much more load, or it could have been an oil pressure issue. There's really no telling what the issue is when this thing goes. But she went.
I thought we weren't gonna do this.
Just one. Hey, you know what?
Remember what he said just about just one? Just none.
Oof. Yeah, that one's.
Don't worry, we're putting Macto to the test here.
Not sponsored.
Oh no! There's the problem. You need to change bearings, Bo.
Throw another bearing in and we'll start it back up.
God.
How's the crank?
Crank's done. It's melted the bearing to the crank. So can you believe all of that? I guarantee you, this thing was probably making like 35 pounds of boost, at least, to the motor with the blow-off valve off. I mean, it was strong as hell. And can you believe the only thing it did? Now, mind you, we're on methanol, so I think that definitely helps. But the only thing it did was spin a bearing. That's impressive.
I say you grind it down and stick it in something else.
No, you'll never get rid of oil pressure issues. You can't really mess around with. That right there is impressive. That is such a letdown. All right, guys, this will be up for sale on Turbo Bullet. If you guys want a
Proven.
proven 6 liter that just needs a new bottom end put in it, or maybe just if you got a crank at your house and one rod, you're good to go. But
Torque to spec.
will be for sale. So see ya. Check it out on Turbo Bullet. That's gonna wrap up today's video. We just yeah, I mean, that's it. Pull the motor out. No excitement. None. So we'll clean the oil pan off. We'll get everything converted over to that 5.3, and we'll stick the 5.3 back in here, and we'll build a turbo kit for it. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. The burnout truck will be back. We're actually going to drive it around the turbo setup. We're going to do a TDI, like, should we just do a massive turbo? Should we do, like, they're coming out with GT55 stuff. Should we do, like, a 94 with a stock 5.3?
Yeah, let's spray to get it up on the chip.
Just drive it around. Yeah, I do have a nitrous plate on there, so we could do
Bang.
that. So we'll get a massive TDI turbo. Phil and I are going to build a turbo kit, forward-facing turbo, some crazy exhaust, and then we're going to drive around the street, and then we'll have everything to put it back to. Oh, dude, literally just spun one bearing. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Can you believe all the power it made and how long it lived? It spun one bearing, which I'm sure if we were on some Schaefer's oil or something, it probably could have alleviated that, but we just put Shell Rotella in it, and it was.
Maybe if we didn't run it so rich, or if we actually tuned it, if we actually tried to make it live.
Yeah, we didn't.
Well, we were only on Terminator, weren't we?
No, we're on HP. HP with an NTK wideband. But yeah, I mean, it's a good motor. The thing looked good. So we'll clean out the oil pan, get everything ready for the new motor, and put the new motor together. Have this thing running. Once Phil's got to use his lift, and then we could probably get back on putting this thing together later this week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
If you understand, you know.